He never thought something so small could cause so much pain every night around 2 or 3 in the morning. George, 74 years old, would wake up gasping in pain. His calf felt like it was being twisted, pulled tight like a knotted rope. Some nights, it hurt so badly he had to crawl out of bed just to stretch it out on the cold bathroom floor. At first, he blamed it on aging. "I'm just getting old," he thought. Then he tried drinking more water, 2 liters, 3, but the cramps didn't stop. His doctor gave him muscle relaxants, but George didn't want to rely on pills. He wanted a real answer. So he did something simple. He changed what he ate, and in just 2 weeks, the cramps started to fade, night after night. He began sleeping through without pain. George's story isn't rare. In fact, over 60% of older adults in the U.S. experience painful leg cramps, especially at night. Some think it's dehydration. Others think it's just part of getting older, but most never realize the real reason. The truth is, certain foods can either trigger or prevent these cramps entirely, and in today's video, you'll discover 3 simple, powerful foods that help rebuild muscle, calm the nervous system, and support healthy circulation, so you can sleep better and move more freely. But before we dive into what you should eat, let's start with the most important question. Why do leg cramps happen in the first place? And what's really going on inside your muscles while you sleep? George thought he was just getting older. "It's probably just age," he'd say with a tired smile. "My legs are just worn out." But cramps aren't just about age. They're about what age does to your body. You see, as we get older, our muscles become more sensitive, and that sensitivity often comes from deeper imbalances. One of the biggest causes, electrolyte imbalance. You've heard the names: potassium, magnesium, calcium, sodium. But did you know these tiny minerals are your body's electrical team? They help your brain send messages to your muscles, messages like contract, and just as importantly, relax. But when those minerals fall out of balance, those messages get scrambled, and your muscles can suddenly seize up, twist, and cramp without warning. For older adults, this happens more easily. Why? Because the body processes minerals less efficiently with age. Medications like diuretics, often used for blood pressure, flush potassium and magnesium right out of your system. And sometimes, you're simply not getting enough of these minerals from food anymore. But that's not all. There's another silent factor: poor circulation. As arteries narrow with age, less blood and less oxygen reaches your legs. Especially at night, when you're lying still, your muscles become starved for oxygen, they panic, and they cramp. And finally, there's one more hidden cause: vitamin B12 deficiency. B12 helps your nerves work properly. Without enough of it, the signals between your brain and muscles become delayed or misdirected, leading to tingling, spasms, and those strange, burning sensations in your legs and feet. And here's the thing: many seniors are low in B12 and don't even know it, whether it's from poor absorption or common medications like metformin or acid reflux pills. The result is the same: more nerve-related cramps. Let's go back to George. He thought he just needed to drink more water, but in reality, he was flushing out minerals his body desperately needed. After a simple blood test, his doctor found that his potassium and magnesium levels were low. Very low. He didn't need stronger medication. He needed smarter nutrition. Light bulb the takeaway: if your muscles are cramping, it's not just about being older. It's about what your body is missing. And the good news is, you can give it back, easily, naturally, with food. So now that you understand why leg cramps happen, let's look at what you can eat to fix the problem from the inside out. And we'll start with one of the most underestimated superfoods: eggs, something that might already be sitting in your fridge. Let's talk about eggs. George didn't overhaul his whole diet. He didn't buy powders or start drinking green smoothies. He made just one simple change. He started eating eggs. Each morning, he replaced his sugary cereal with 2 soft-boiled eggs and a handful of spinach. At first, he thought It probably won't make a difference. But within just a few days, the cramps began to ease. By the second week, he was sleeping through the night peacefully without pain. So what is it about eggs? As we get older, our muscles naturally lose strength. And with that comes fatigue, shakiness, and yes, more cramping. Your body needs protein to rebuild those muscles, but not just any protein, complete protein. And eggs provide exactly that. Each egg gives you 6 grams of high-quality protein. Protein that goes straight to your muscles to help repair the tiny tears that come from daily use. That means stronger legs, steadier steps, and fewer spasms in the middle of the night. But there's more to the egg than just protein. Each yolk also contains a dose of vitamin D. It's not a huge amount, but it matters, especially for older adults who don't get much sunlight. Vitamin D helps your muscles absorb calcium, and calcium is what allows muscles to relax. Without enough D, your muscles can stay tense and eventually cramp. Now let's talk about nerves, because not all cramps come from muscles, some start in the nervous system. Eggs are rich in vitamin B12 and choline, 2 nutrients that keep your nerves healthy and sharp. They help protect the insulation around your nerve fibers, so signals from your brain get through smoothly. Without that protection, muscles might twitch, contract too hard, or cramp without warning. And here's the thing, many seniors aren't getting enough B12. Not because they're not eating it, but because they're not absorbing it well anymore. Medications like acid blockers or diabetes drugs can interfere, which makes nutrient-rich foods like eggs even more valuable. So when George cracked open 2 eggs each morning, he wasn't just feeding his stomach, he was healing his system. He was giving his muscles the fuel to recover, and his nerves the stability to function smoothly. It's easy to overlook the simple things, but sometimes the simplest foods are the most powerful. If you're worried about cholesterol, you can stick to egg whites. They still deliver that clean, muscle-restoring protein your body needs. And if you're not eating eggs regularly, now might be the perfect time to start. 6 to 7 eggs a week can go a long way. Next time you make breakfast, crack one open. Your body may be waiting for exactly that. So now that your muscles have the strength they need, let's give them something to help them relax. Coming up next, a fruit you already know but probably haven't looked at this way: bananas. Clara used to dread going to bed, not because she couldn't sleep, but because she knew just as she started to drift off, her legs would betray her. A sudden cramp, a tight pull in her calf, sometimes even both legs at once. She would sit up, rub her legs, sometimes even cry from the frustration. Every night felt like a battle. She tried stretching, warm baths, even massaging her legs before bed. Nothing worked. Until one evening her granddaughter handed her a banana and said, "Grandma, I eat one before bed, and I never get cramps during gymnastics." Clara smiled politely, not expecting much. But that night, for the first time in weeks, no cramp came. And the night after that, still nothing. By the end of the week, she was sleeping soundly. She didn't know it then, but that banana was doing more than just filling her stomach. It was restoring the balance her body had been quietly missing. Bananas are one of nature's best sources of potassium. And potassium plays a key role in how your muscles contract, and more importantly, how they relax. When potassium levels drop too low, your muscles can misfire. They become jumpy, twitchy, tight. That's when the cramps strike. Each banana contains about 420 milligrams of potassium, around 12% of your daily needs. And for seniors who may be eating less, drinking more water, or taking medications like diuretics, that gentle yellow fruit can make all the difference. But the benefits don't stop there. Bananas also contain magnesium, another mineral that helps calm the nervous system and ease muscle tension. And they offer a healthy dose of vitamin B6, which supports the signals traveling from your brain to your muscles. When your nerves are balanced, your muscles follow. For Clara, her nightly banana became more than a snack. It was a quiet ritual, a little act of self-care that brought her peace and deep rest. Now, of course, bananas aren't magic. They work best when your body is also hydrated, so pairing them with a glass of water or even coconut water is ideal. And for those managing blood sugar, a half banana with some nuts or seeds can help balance the natural sugars. But for most people, one banana a day, especially in the afternoon or before bed, can be a simple and powerful way to stop cramps before they start. Sometimes the solution isn't loud, it isn't expensive, it's soft, it's sweet, and it's been sitting on your counter all along. So now that we've helped your muscles relax, let's give them something to recover, to heal, and to stay strong long term. Up next, we'll explore the quiet power of nuts and seeds, and why just one handful a day can reduce inflammation, restore minerals, and keep your legs steady and calm. Walter used to call them bird food. He'd laugh whenever his wife sprinkled chia seeds on her oatmeal or packed a handful of almonds in his lunch. "That stuff's for squirrels," he'd joke. But when his leg cramps got worse, especially after his afternoon walks, he was willing to try just about anything. So he gave it a shot. A small handful of mixed nuts in the afternoon, some pumpkin seeds tossed onto a salad. Within a few days, something changed. The cramps didn't come as often. His legs felt more steady, more relaxed. And for the first time in months, he made it through a long walk without stopping to stretch. He didn't realize it yet, but those bird snacks were quietly working behind the scenes, restoring something his body had been missing. Nuts and seeds are full of minerals, especially magnesium and potassium, and these two minerals are absolutely essential for preventing muscle cramps. Magnesium helps your muscles relax after they contract. Potassium helps your nerves send clean, accurate signals. Together, they keep everything flowing smoothly, without the sudden twinges and spasms. A single ounce of pumpkin seeds can give you nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. Almonds, cashews, pistachios, each one carries its own gift. They don't just fill you up, they fill in the gaps your body might be struggling with. And there's more. Nuts and seeds are rich in healthy fats, especially omega-3 and monounsaturated fats. These fats improve circulation by keeping blood vessels flexible. They also reduce inflammation, which plays a huge role in muscle recovery and chronic pain. Poor circulation is one of the most overlooked causes of leg cramps. When your legs don't get enough oxygen-rich blood, they tense up, they panic, and that's when the pain hits. But with better blood flow, your muscles can finally breathe and let go. Now, portion matters. A small handful a day, about 20 almonds or 2 tablespoons of seeds, is all it takes. And it's best to eat them with meals, or right after light exercise, when your body is ready to absorb the nutrients. Walter used to laugh at seeds. Now, he carries a little bag in his coat pocket just in case, because the truth is, those tiny pieces of food, they helped him get his legs back. So if you've been dealing with cramps after walking, or stiffness after sitting too long, try adding a few nuts or seeds to your daily routine. They're small, yes, but their effect on your muscles is anything but. Next, we're going to talk about a deficiency that's easy to miss, but incredibly common among older adults. It doesn't just cause cramps. It can affect your memory, energy, and even your balance. Let's talk about vitamin B12, and why not having enough of it could be the hidden reason your legs keep locking up. Margaret had done everything right. She was eating well, drinking enough water, getting light exercise every day. And yet the cramps still came. They started as small twitches in her calves, then a strange tingling in her feet, and eventually a deep, burning ache in her legs that would wake her up before sunrise. Doctors checked her potassium, her magnesium, her hydration. Everything looked normal. But one day, a younger nurse asked a simple question: "Have you ever had your B12 checked?" Margaret blinked. No one's ever brought that up. So they ran a test. And there it was, clear as day. Her B12 levels were dangerously low. Most people don't realize it. But vitamin B12 plays a powerful role in your nervous system. It protects the insulation around your nerves, like rubber coating around an electric wire. Without enough B12, That insulation starts to wear down. Signals between your brain and your muscles become scrambled, delayed, or completely misfired. And what does that feel like? Sudden cramps, tingling feet, burning legs, fatigue, and even balance problems that make walking feel unsteady. The problem is B12 deficiency is extremely common in seniors, and most people don't even know they have it. Why? As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, and we need that acid to absorb B12 from food. Medications like metformin or acid reflux drugs only make it harder. And if you eat less meat or avoid red meat altogether, your intake might already be too low. But here's the good news. B12 is easy to restore. Eggs, dairy, fish, and fortified cereals can all help. And for those with low absorption, a simple supplement or monthly shot can bring levels back up fast. After Margaret started B12 supplements, the burning in her legs began to fade. She said it was like switching the lights back on in her feet. Her balance improved, her energy came back, and most importantly, she could walk again without fear. So if you've been doing all the right things, eating well, stretching, staying hydrated, but the cramps and tingles still come back, it might not be your muscles. It might be your nerves asking for help. Ask your doctor to check your B12. It's a simple test, but for many, it's a life-changing answer. Next, we'll talk about something just as important: when you eat, because timing your meals and snacks right could be the missing piece in finally saying goodbye to nighttime leg cramps. Sometimes, it's not just what you eat, but when you eat it. That makes the biggest difference. Let me tell you about Henry. Henry kept a balanced diet. He ate bananas, he loved eggs, even tossed almonds into his salad, but somehow the cramps still came, right as he laid down to rest, or sometimes even as he rolled over in bed. It wasn't until he met with a nutritionist that he discovered something simple. His timing was off. You see, certain nutrients, like magnesium and potassium, aren't stored in large amounts in your body. They need to be replenished consistently, especially if you're sweating, moving, or taking medication that flushes them out. That's why spreading those nutrients across the day can make a huge difference in how your muscles feel at night. Instead of saving your eggs for a big Sunday breakfast, try having one in the morning and another in the evening. Instead of eating a banana only after dinner, try slicing half into your oatmeal at breakfast and the other half before bed. Nuts and seeds, they work wonders after light activity, when your body is primed to absorb nutrients. Some seniors find that adding a small protein-rich snack, like a boiled egg, a few almonds, or a slice of turkey, about 1 to 2 hours before bed, can help calm the muscles, balance blood sugar, and prevent cramps from striking while you sleep. Staying hydrated throughout the day also matters, but try to sip water consistently, not just chug it at night. Late-night water overload might wake you up for the wrong reason. And here's another tip: avoid going to bed hungry. When your body is running on empty, it pulls minerals out of your muscles and bones, making you more vulnerable to twitching and cramps. Henry started shifting his meals, eating earlier dinners, adding a banana around 8 p.m., and including more protein with lunch instead of just carbs. Within a week, he was sleeping through the night. No jolts, no pain, just rest. So if you've been eating the right foods, but still struggling with cramps, try changing when you eat them. Think of it like watering a plant. A little at the right time goes much farther than too much all at once. And now that your meals are better timed, let's talk about something just as powerful: movement. Because even the gentlest stretches and motions can prepare your muscles for a peaceful, cramp-free night. Barbara didn't like the word exercise. She said it reminded her of cold gyms, loud music, and sore knees. But one day, her physical therapist said something that stuck with her. "You don't have to exercise, Barbara. Just move gently every day. That's enough." So she began small. Just 5 minutes of stretching after her morning coffee, some ankle rolls while brushing her teeth, a few slow leg lifts while watching TV. To her surprise, the cramps that used to sneak in during her afternoon naps started happening less often. Then they stopped altogether. Movement isn't just about fitness. It's about circulation. It's about reminding your muscles, hey, I still need you, stay awake, stay flexible. When you sit too long, blood flow slows, muscles tighten, and by bedtime, they're tense and starved for oxygen. The perfect recipe for a cramp. But when you move a little every day, even just a short walk around the block, or light stretches at your kitchen counter, you keep that blood flowing. You keep the muscles loose, warm, and ready to rest, not revolt. One of the simplest routines Barbara found helpful was this: before bed, she would sit on the edge of her mattress and gently point and flex each foot 10 times. Then she'd roll her ankles in circles, stretch each leg out for just 30 seconds. She called it her "good night to my legs." And they listened. Even light yoga, Tai Chi, or simply standing and swaying side to side while waiting for the kettle to boil can do more for your muscles than you might imagine. It's not about intensity, it's about intention, consistency, and connection. So if you've felt stiff, or you've been afraid to move because of pain or weakness, start with something gentle. Start where you are. Your body remembers how to move. It just needs your permission, and when you give it that, a little each day, you build strength, you build trust, and you send a clear message to those cramps: not tonight. Now we've nourished your muscles with food, we've adjusted your timing, and we've gently brought your body back into motion. But there's still one more piece to this puzzle. Let's pull it all together, with one final message that could turn knowledge into real, lasting relief. George, Clara, Walter, Barbara. Different stories, different lives, but one thing in common. They were tired of waking up in pain, and they were willing to try something small, to feel something better, and now, so are you, because you've learned something today. You've learned that leg cramps aren't just part of getting older. They're signals, whispers from your body asking for help, help in the form of nutrients, of better timing, of movement, and of care. And the best part, that help doesn't come in a bottle, it doesn't require a prescription. It starts with a banana, an egg, a stretch, a glass of water, tiny, thoughtful changes, made with love, made for you. So tonight, as you lay down to rest, give your legs a little thank you, stretch them gently, feed them kindly, hydrate them slowly, and when you wake up, refreshed, steady, and strong, you'll know it wasn't luck, it was intention. If this message touched you, if you know someone who's been quietly suffering from those nighttime cramps, share this video with them. Leave us a comment below, tell us your story. We love hearing from you. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week, we share practical, heart-centered tips to help you live stronger, feel better, and age with grace. Until next time, stay gentle, stay grounded, and may every step you take be free from pain.